Hey everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to make a little bit of money in another very stupid way. Make sure you bring some pancakes and coffee, or even better, triple shot espresso with you because we have berries to harvest. And seriously, you are going to want both pancakes and at least coffee for this. The other day, a new member in my Discord posted a tip about quitting to title before you plan to harvest salmonberries or blackberries, like saving the night before, and then just exiting the title. And that reminded me of a video idea I had a little while back. So thanks for the reminder, LJ Fairy, I appreciate it. It's true that you can reset the bushes by closing out to the game's title or shutting down the game, and there are actually a couple other things that you can also do to stack some salmonberry buffs. They'll never be an amazing source of income, but let's just go ahead and see what we can do in one quick season, 4 days even. If you didn't already know, foraging is the skill that determines salmonberry drops. Every 4 levels in the skill increases the number of berries per bush. You start at 1 berry and can potentially get up to 4 per bush by achieving level 10 foraging and eating some foraging foods. Can't ever get up to 5, unfortunately, there's just no way, not even with the key seasoning. Pancakes are the easiest way in my opinion, but anything that boosts your foraging by at least 2 levels will net you an additional berry per bush. Since there are like a bajillion bushes on the map, like over 100, that does add up over time. A fun trick if you're early in the game and not quite up to level 4 or 8 is to check the saloon for pancakes. They only cost 100 gold, and that's probably worth it, right? Alright, just to clear the record here, pancakes actually cost 160 gold. It's the pancake recipe that costs 100 gold, so is that extra 60 gold worth the cost? Well, you'll have to decide, but yeah, probably, right? RowBoatCop can also sell pancakes, but only potentially on Saturdays, and that can be kind of hard to remember in advance since that doesn't really cover our salmonberry harvest, so Another option though. Pancakes last for over 11 minutes, which is quite a while, but to make sure that you don't run out, and just for convenience sake, consider grabbing some coffee or making some triple shot espresso too. We set our foraging level to 10 for this file, and we took the botanist profession. That means all of our forage is iridium, even the berries off the bushes here. We also grabbed the Bear's Knowledge wallet item, which increases the value of salmonberries and blackberries by 3 times, which makes them still trash, but less so. Plus, there's just going to be so many of them, One other sneaky little interaction with salmonberries is that they check to see if you have the level 5 tiller profession from the farming skill. Even though these aren't crops, they do still see an increase in value from that profession. Unfortunately, they have such little value that the profession literally does nothing unless you have the botanist skill, at which point it can add 3 gold per berry with the Bear's Knowledge wallet item, or 1 gold per berry without it. Ironically, salmonberries you pick up from the Bat Cave don't get the bonus, even though I would argue they are kind of like closer to being farmed than the ones you find out in the wild. So that's it. That's all the sneaky little tricks I know of to maximize our berry harvesting. With this knowledge in hand, I've been scouring the map for every berry we can find. The forest farm gives us the most berry bushes to my knowledge, so we picked that one. I also set this farm to year 2 so we can access the spa area, and I opened up the path to the secret woods. There are a ton of bushes in the woods, and only about 4 or 5 up by the spa. My route for this is the same most of the time, and it covers every map where berries grow. But I also found a map collage made by Miss Lana when I was working on my Garbage Man video that helps me remember which bushes in some of the more obscure locations can actually have berries. The town, for example, has quite a few bushes that they won't ever have berries, so we can just skip large portions of the map to save time. The link to this map is in the video description in case you want to download it and make your own route, or if you just kind of want to see what I'm looking at in a little bit more detail. So that's a lot of words to say essentially if you want the most valuable salmonberry season, start on the forest farm, and get to year 2 to unlock the spa. You can either chair hop to the secret woods, or open it up with a steel or better axe. Get to foraging 10, take botanist, give that bear some maple syrup, get farming to 5 and take tiller, and make sure you have enough pancakes and coffee or triple shot espresso to last for the whole 4 days. At the end of each day, go to sleep as normal, but when you wake up, exit to title or close the game to make it forget which bushes were harvested yesterday. There's a 20% chance that any bush has berries on it if you just wake up and go about your day. but there's a 50% chance if you're loading into the game as if you were not already playing. This should work just the same on console, by the way. I'm not expecting every single bush to produce berries every day, but my goal is about 80 to 90 or so per day with fruit, 85 let's say. And that would give us about 340 to 360 berries in my grubby little pockets each day. On the first day, I actually almost broke 400 berries, so my slightly more conservative goal here seems pretty reasonable. After 4 days, that should put us somewhere around the 13 to 1400 mark for salmonberries, and that is a lot of berries. Unfortunately, no one really loves the fruit, like literally no one loves the fruit, and only 9 villagers even like them, so while I'm gonna have plenty of berries, there's not much I can do with them. You could make wine. It would be worth less than our iridium quality bear knowledge enhanced berries though, unless we aged it with the artisan profession, but why would you do that? You could also make jam, which is slightly better, but this is starting to seem like a lot of work and resources for pretty minimal profits here. I did have one other idea about what we can do with all of our berries, but we'll check that out at the end of the video. And actually, speaking of the end of things, I'm not going to just leave this all running for the whole 4 days. We already have a plan, and I'm not really going to deviate from it, so let's just jump ahead and see how many berries we found, and more importantly, how much money we made. Alright, so in total, we found 1,440 berries, which is actually just slightly more than I expected. That's fantastic. We'll chuck them all in the bin here and get some rest. That's a little bit too high for me to pretend to calculate on my own in post, so let's just let the ledger do it and we'll see just how much we made. 47,520 gold. Wow. And all it took was an extremely niche build that would also open up such profitable enterprises as an entire farm full of pigs, or literally just growing wild seeds and making seed packets to sell to make more money. Was it worth it? No, of course not. Let's go shoot some berries at the villagers to feel better about ourselves. When you have over 1,400 salmon berries worth less than 50 grand, there's really only one thing to do. We're gonna bury our neighbors in berries. Think you're gonna have a fancy little date night? I don't think so, losers. Abigail thinks she's so tough too, because check this out, this is hard. How do you get her? It's all about the feet. Kind of. I don't know. Look out, Kent, I'm the quickest draw this side of the Gem Sea. That didn't really work. Dang it. Shut up, Pam.